Legarto from BSED Filipino 1A. I'm here to discuss Module 2, which includes human development. Now, what is human development? Human development is the overall pattern of movement or change such as physical, cognitive, and psychosocial, and etc. that begins at conception and continues through the lifespan. Physical appearance includes our human body, and cognitive includes the way we think, memorizing, and reasoning. And psychosocial is the way we socialize with others. Human development has two approaches. The first one is the traditional approach. Traditional approach emphasizes extensive change from birth to adolescence, later on no change in adulthood, and decline in the late old age. That means that the development of the person is not happening in the right time, or we can say that the development is late. And the second one is the lifespan approach. Lifespan approach was developed by German psychologist Paul Baltes, a leading expert on lifespan development and aging. Baltes believed that even in the adulthood, developed change takes place as it does in childhood, which means that the development in the childhood may also happen in the adulthood. Baltes' lifespan perspective emphasizes that development is lifelong, multidimensional, multidirectional, plastic, and multidisciplinary. Lifelong development is not completed in infancy or childhood or at any specific age. It encompasses the entire lifespan from conception to death. It means that the development of a human person is not finished until they are still living. Multidimensional complex interplay of factors influence development across the lifespan, including cognitive and socio-emotional change, which means that the multidimensional focuses in emotional of the person and the way of thinking, reasoning, and memorizing. And the third one is the multidirectional. Multidirectional involves three goals of human development. Baltes further state that the development of a particular domain does not occur in a strictly linear fashion, but the development of a certain traits can be characterized as having the capacity for both an increase and decrease in efficacy over the course of the individual's life. Number 4. Plastic. Plasticity devotes interpersonal variability and focuses heavily on the potentials and limits the nature of human development. Number 5. Contextual. Contextual development occurs in context and varies from person to person, depending on factors such as person, biology, family, school, church, profession, and naturality and ethnicity. Baltes writes that these three influences operate throughout the life course. Normative age graded, normative history graded, and non-normative influences. For example, you did wrong and your parents discipline you, and that discipline may help you or inform you that the action you did is wrong and you will not repeat it again. There are 12 principles of child development and learning that inform practice that will be tackled in the next module. And now, we will move to Module 3, which includes developmental tasks. The concept of developmental tasks persists that in modern societies and human development is characterized by a long series of activities that individuals must learn throughout their lives. Characteristic of developmental tasks. To broad up jobs of childhood that needs to be accomplished in each stage. In order to used at the appropriate times. There are sensitive periods which having harsh refers to as teachable moments when an individual is mature enough to learn developmental tasks. A source of developmental tasks in having harsh biology psychosocial model, the first important issue is biology, second one is psychology, and the last one is sociology. There are three sources of developmental tasks. First one, physical maturation. Some tests are universal regardless of where you live because they are related to the human biology. Learning to crawl and walk, for example, is essentially the same in all societies because it is determined by the genetic factors. The second one is socio-structural and cultural. Some tests that differ from one society to the next, for example, may take different forms in different cultures, or they may exist in one culture but not in another. Third, personal, the values and goals are the third sources of the developmental test. These personal factors emerge as a result of the combination of ontogenetic and environmental factors, and they play an active role in the emergence of certain development tests, choosing a certain appropriation path.
Infancy and toddlerhood means that the first 2 years of life are ones of dramatic growth and change. A newborn with a keen sense of hearing but very poor vision is transformed into a walking, talking toddler within a relatively short period of time. Early childhood, 2 to 6 years old. This period is also referred to as the preschool years and consists of the years which follow toddlerhood and precede formal schooling. As a 2 to 6 years old, the child is busy learning language, is gaining a sense of self and greater independence, and it is beginning to learn the working of the physical world. Middle late childhood. The age of 6 to onset of puberty comprise middle and late childhood, and much of the what children experience at this age is connected to their involvement in the early grades of school. Adolescence, 12 to 18 years old, is a period of dramatic physical change marked by an overall growth spurt and sexual maturation known as puberty. Emerging adulthood is a transitional time between the end of adolescence and before individuals acquire all the benchmark of adulthood. Early adulthood, 19 to 29 years old. Intimate relationship, establishing families and work are primary concerns at this stage of life. Middle adulthood, start at 30 until 59 years old. This is a period in which aging becomes more noticeable and when many people are at their peak of productivity and love and work. Late adulthood, started 61 onward. It's sometimes subdivided into two categories. The first one is the young old who are from 61 to 84 years old. And the last one is the oldest old who are 85 years and older.
And now we will discuss Module 4, which includes issues of human development. Human development has four theoretical issues. First, nature versus nurture. Continuity versus stage. Stability versus change, and active passive versus passive. The first one is nature versus nurture. The nature versus nurture debate is one one of the oldest philosophical issues within psychology. It has been going on since the late 1860s. It was originally thought of by Francis Galton, who is a cousin to Charles Darwin. The idea is that both nature and nurture affect behavior and personalities of human development. Nature refers to the aspect of heredity and genes that are influenced, and nurture refers to the way we are through. Even though in the past it has been thought of one being superior or more active than the other. And the second one, continuity versus discontinuity. Stage theories of discontinuities develop assume that development change often occurs in distinct stages that are qualitatively different from each other and in a set universal sequence. And the third one, stability versus stage. Stability implies that personal traits present in childhood persist throughout life. Change memories, theories. And the third one is stability versus change. Stability implies that personal traits present in childhood persist throughout life. Change theories, on the other hand, contended that interaction with family, experience at school, and acculturation shape personalities. And the last one, versus active versus passive. Active beings are the prime determinants of their own abilities and traits, and the passive being whose characteristics are molded either by social influence, parents and other people and outside events, or by biological change behind their control.
That's my report for Module 2, 3, 4, and that will be all. Thank you.